She enters the room throwing things in every direction without anger, for she is happy with the fictional conception of reality. And when she connects to this digital schoolyard where words are thrown around like snowballs, her fictional conception had her believing that those beloved friends would keep her safe. But the day there, snowballs aimed at her face without a trace. They were launched, snowballs for words left bruises and scars that would never show cause they hit it in the heart. Next day's news report says, young girl passed away. What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between a Glock and a 22? What's the difference between heaven and hell? I don't see either of them, so don't fool yourself. What's the difference? He takes tokes of the easy notes, rewrote whole flows, and then he chokes, sits still lying there, wishing for a little bit of air, denied everything and left there, bare to the bone with no home to call his own. Looks up and sees little homie saying something, he says something, gunshot, here's the rhythm that he got. Gets up off his stomach but can't stand it. Shoots at a line that blows homie's mind, goes off track, reminisce about the past conflicting with himself, but he can't help. Word of advice, patience is a virtue, we all have to work too. He knows it's true, he knows it's right. You can't deny gravity and there's no point in fighting reality. I tried both and failed horribly. This is So what's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between a Glock and a 22? What's the difference between heaven and hell? I don't see either of them, so don't fool yourself. What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between a Glock and a 22? What's the difference between heaven and hell? I don't see either of them, so don't fool yourself. Nonsense. The little boy with the vest that speaks from the chest calls for a bullet test as he loads shells into a clip. It's ready to ride, hoping that he does not die, because he believes that oblivion is a very scary thing. Who would ever thought the homie at 19 who had much skill would drop everything and kill? See, from my point of view, you should just refine your mind, cause next time it might be you in a full body suit with your boo, wishing that you didn't go out so soon. So put down the tool, you fool, you must be kidding yourself to think that you are better than everyone else. Everything is the same, even in the end of the game. Now I think you understand what I'm trying to say. What's the difference between me and you? What's the difference between a Glock and a 22? What's the difference between heaven and hell? I don't see either of them, so don't fool yourself. And that's the whole thing from start to finish.